Hello students, a very good morning to all of you. Today's lesson is going to be very interesting and fruitful because it involves a lot of activities and fun. So before we begin, I want all of you to pay attention and watch this video very carefully and make a note of everything that you see and hear. It could be people, places, objects, anything and everything.
If someone was to mention India, what is the most powerful and evocative image that would rush into your mind? You would probably think of its crafts and artistic traditions. For centuries, India had a pride of place in the world. Its crafts were eloquent examples of how minds and hands could create exquisite works of art. Today, the story is different. India's craftspeople struggle for raw material in a degraded environment. They struggle to sell their wares as there is no marketing arm for them. Their children are migrating to the city in search of daily wage labor, rejecting the skills that generations handed down to them. Crafts are dying a slow death. Artisans in India are among the poorest socio-economic groups today. Market realities, changing tastes, and short-sighted policies have marginalized them, pushing them into a spiraling world of poverty. For 15-year-old Venkateshwari in Ramanagar village in Prakasham district of Andhra Pradesh, the burden of being a breadwinner for her siblings came too early in life. She started weaving at the loom 2 years ago when her mother committed suicide. Her alcoholic father splurges all his earnings on liquor. Venkateshwari's shack is a tiny dwelling, with no ventilation and no source of light to rift the darkness. A fireplace to cook, few clothes, and a handful of cooking utensils is all that there is to the household. Venkateshwari weaves at the loom nearly 12 hours a day, every day of the week, in almost the same conditions as her forefathers did. Most of the families in her neighborhood work for master weavers who set up weaving sheds, each employing a minimum of 10 weavers. Venkateshwari is able to weave 3 to 4 meters of yarn every day. Her monthly income touches 800 rupees with great difficulty. 1/4 of her earnings is deducted every month by the master weaver towards the rent of the shack that she lives in. Like any other weaver of her community, she does not have a choice. All she has is the knowledge of her traditional skills to ensure her survival as a bonded laborer.
So students, now that you have watched the video, I'm sure you would have a long list of everything that you observed and heard. These are the things that I observed and made a note of. They are thread, woman, vessels, girl, doll, needle, bangles, boy, village, Ramnagar, Andhra Pradesh, Venkateshwari, mother, father, rice, clothes, fireplace, house. I'm sure you all must have also made a similar kind of a list. So well done for that. Today, therefore, we will be learning a small topic under parts of speech called nouns and 3 types of nouns out of the many more types. Now, students, I want all of you to list these words that I have mentioned on the basis of similarity between them. I'll be giving you a while so you can jot down everything that you have to. Here we have a list made by your friend Sophia, and she has listed the words into 2 columns. One column has words like Rahul, India, Divya, Jupiter, Apple, Cadbury, man, Bata, chocolate, girl. And the other column has words like silver, needle, clothes, leather, thread, shoes, trees, village, juice, silk, wooden. Here, however, your friend has listed two words incorrectly, and they are chocolate and girl. We will see how. But before that, we will see another list made by Sharil. Now, Sharil has done something different. She has listed the words into three columns on the basis of their similarity. However, Sharil too has made a few mistakes. That is, the word leather is placed in the first column, and the word tree is placed in the last column. Let's find out the correct answers, shall we? So, words like man, girl, juice, shoes, clothes, tree, village are called common nouns, and words like Rahul, India, Bata, Jupiter, Apple, Divya, Cadbury are called proper nouns. Now you would ask me, what's the difference exactly? So, a common noun is the generic or general name for a person, class, or thing. And a proper noun is a name given to a specific entity for its identification. So, when you play the game name, place, animal, thing, you are doing nothing but using nouns. Isn't that interesting? So now students, I want you to match the column. What could be the common nouns used for the words listed in the first column? For Assam, the common noun would be state. Sadia would be girl. Natraj would be a pencil. Pakistan could be a country. And Mercedes is a car. These are the specific names given to general names. Like a state is specifically Assam, or a state is specifically Maharashtra. So these are specific names given to generic names. What are generic names? These are common names used when one is not talking specifically of a particular thing, place, person, etc. Now I am going to give you a small activity, and I want you all to give an example of a proper noun for the common nouns mentioned. And these are the results. So for the common noun flower, two of you said rose, one of you said tulip. For the common noun car, someone said Mercedes, someone said Tesla, someone said BMW. For the common noun book, someone said The Alchemist, someone said Oedipus Rex, someone said English. For the word common noun woman, someone said Diana, someone said Ariana. Similarly, for freedom fighter, that is also a common noun, someone said Chandrasekhar Azad, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Very well. And for the word mountain, someone said Sinai Mountain, Mount Kilimanjaro, Everest. So, what do we notice here? That there could be n number of possibilities, that is many possibilities for a single common noun. We have one girl here, however, who has mentioned common noun for all the questions. She has either misunderstood or didn't read the question at all. Please don't do that again, yes? Read everything carefully before you begin any exercise, and I'm saying this for everyone. Okay, let's move forward. Now, we all saw the video in the beginning and we all saw it really carefully. I want all of you to discuss the characteristics of the place shown in the video, and what is the main source of income for the people living there. You can work in pairs if you wish to. Now, we have your friends Candida and Sophia who will share with us their discussion.
In the video shown, it's a rural setup, so people are not very rich. They depend on primary occupations. The work that they do is very tedious. Also, their dressing is very simple, which shows that they're not very well developed. They do not have much of technological developments either. And it could be a village, it could be any kind of rural settlement where they've not seen the light of science and technology.
Handloom or the weaving is the main source of income of these people.
Thank you very much. Both of you have very rightly pointed out the characteristics of the village in Andhra Pradesh and the source of income of the people living there. Now, for another activity, I want you all to try and stitch together two pieces of cloth or string a few beads together to form a bracelet. Your friends Sharal, Francina, Demi have tried their hand at it. Let's have a look. Very well done. Thank you so much, all of you. Now, a quick question. What were the things that you used for this activity? You used thread, fabric, steel needle, beads. So, you used different materials to complete this activity, right? These are called material nouns. We had seen in the previous activity, Cheryl had made 3 lists and she was absolutely correct. The first list being the common nouns, the second list being the proper nouns, and the list which is our point of discussion right now being material nouns. However, tree is not any kind of a material, rather, it is a common noun and it could have proper nouns like coconut tree or a banyan tree. And leather instead is a material noun and not a common noun. Other examples of material nouns could be plastic, rice, honey, glass, cheese, aluminum, fur, and many, many, many more. So, students, was it easy for you to stitch the cloth? Was it very simple to make a beautiful looking bracelet? No, right? It requires a lot of effort and a lot of skills to be a good craftsman. We have Cheryl who will share her experience and learnings with us.
Indeed, it took me a lot to just stitch one cloth, and honestly, I suffered. I honestly struggled to even position that needle and get it in the right manner, get it in a straight manner. I even hurt one of my fingers over here slightly, but I now realize how important. I now realize how much it takes to just stitch two cloths, to just stitch two fabrics. And I understand, I can't even imagine how much
I like
efforts
these
and
beautiful
time do
flowers.
such craftsmen have to put in their work to just earn their daily living. And now I understand how now I understand the value of such craftsmen
There
who
is
put
an
their
apple
day
on
and
a
night
tree.
in doing such work and providing us with such beautiful unique stuff. And I think we should all you know, contribute, and instead of buying from such high class
Rohan
brands, we
stitched
can
a cotton
just
fabric.
contribute and help and support such local businesses who give their 100% in their work, who put real efforts in it. And we should support them, we should help them by purchasing their goods, by purchasing such unique items, because it will help them a lot.
Very good, Sharil. Sharil has rightly pointed out the efforts that craftsmen go through to make their living, and their work is so fine that they deserve much, much more than they get paid for. These low wages affect their livelihood and the standard of living to a great extent. So, we as youth, we need to raise awareness to buy local, to buy things that very small craftsmen prepare, and we need to buy those things and not big brands, as Cheryl mentioned. Apart from this, children, we know how much the rural population suffers because of the fast needs of the urban citizens, that is us. We lack the patience to purchase goods that take time to get produced, and we also want everything at very cheap rates. While all this is an issue, women in the same working sector get lower wages than men. Isn't this unfair? This is a form of inequality that is based on a person's sex. So, we should raise awareness of this issue and see to it that women and men get equal opportunities and equal pay in whichever sector they belong. Alright, I'm sure you all must have a lot of different ways to raise this kind of an awareness, and you all should keep thinking about things like this. Keeping that thought in mind, we will finally come to the conclusion, that is the summary. We did nouns as a part of speech, and we learned common noun, proper noun, and material noun. Now, I want one of you to form a sentence with a common noun in it. Great. Second, I want one of you to form a sentence with a proper noun in it. Very good. Now, last but not the least, I want one of you to form a sentence with a common, proper, and material noun in it. Awesome. With that, we come to the end of our lesson, and I have a small homework for you, that is to form sentences based on the clues given in the worksheet. And here I have attached the link. Use this above link provided and submit your responses before Tuesday. And I have also mentioned the link in the description. You can use that to complete the assignment. Thank you.